All right, our next matter is People versus David J. Zambrano. That's you, sir?
So,
And Mr. Zambrano comes to court in some cases, and it's always his intention to represent himself. And this case charges that he did purchase a pistol in violation of the Michigan statute and had a pistol in his possession without having first obtained a license to possess or control the pistol. The way it's charged, it's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Mr. Zambrano had previously represented to me that he wishes to represent himself in this matter and did not wish to avail himself. Court-appointed counsel did not wish to hire a lawyer. He and I have had this discussion in the past. He's an intelligent man, and I think he knows his own mind. But there was a recent Michigan Supreme Court case that said you really got to make sure these people want to represent themselves. Knowing you, Mr. Zambrano, I do believe you do. But let me once again reiterate, that's redundant, let me reiterate that all you got to do is ask me and I could appoint an attorney for you to represent you in this matter. Do you understand?
yes, sir.
No, it's a misdemeanor, not a very serious one, but it would require the forfeiture of your gun. Is your intention in this matter to represent yourself?
Yes, sir.
And
can I ask a question?
yes,
To retain counsel at any time, even if this goes to trial, I'll still have that opportunity.
yes, you have an opportunity to hire a lawyer at any time if you wish.
As of right now, I'd like to continue pro se, sir.
All right. Mr. Zambrano filed some pleadings earlier in the week, and he asked to adjourn this hearing. And I said, well, we don't need to adjourn the hearing. Let's leave it set when everybody's going to be here. We can discuss his issues at this time. We're not going to urgently set this for trial. So if I understand it correctly, well, your motion to continue the hearing, I didn't grant it because we're having the hearing right now, but it's just a pretrial. But what you filed is called a motion for expedited discovery, preservation order, and for such other relief as is just. What are you asking me to do there? What are you asking the prosecutor to do?
That is, so I'm hoping the court could compel the prosecution because I haven't received any discovery from the prosecution at this time. And in order for me to continue with a fair defense, I think I need the discovery.
Well, I don't argue with that. Has he been provided with a copy of the police report?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
Well, no wonder. Is there anything beyond the police report?
Not that I see.
Are there photographs, 911, body camera, anything like that?
According to the report, there is body cam footage. I'll make a note of this.
All right, a lot of this stuff is exchanged electronically because you don't have a lawyer, sort of fell through the cracks. But let's talk about this case. You're charged with purchasing a pistol without a license. You at one time lived here in Michigan. I think you lived in Van Buren County. You had a Van Buren County address.
Yeah, over a decade ago.
But that's what was on your driving record. And then your driving record, I think it says something like discharged out of state license. So your contention is, as I understand it, that you're presently an Indiana resident. and you reside in the state of Indiana. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I'm actually, the address that I gave in my paperwork is the correct address.
All right, that's a Mishawaka address.
Yes, sir. The 2129 East Mishawaka Road, I believe.
And your defense, as I understand it, was you're an Indiana resident. Whatever you did to purchase the firearm in Indiana was legal in Indiana, and it should not be illegal in Michigan. Is that your defense? That you were in compliance with Indiana law at the time you were charged with this?
That would be a motion I was considering filing at the time.
Well, you're gonna need to. Let's say we set this for trial in front of a judge or a jury. That issue is a pretrial issue. So if we set it for trial in front of a jury and you want to raise the defense of, hey, I live in Indiana and the Indiana law should apply. That's not a jury decision, that's a judge decision. And the jurors are gonna go, well, what does the law in Indiana say? Where's the, they don't read the statute and decide whether it applies or not. So if you're gonna move to dismiss this because you believe you are in compliance with Indiana, this comes up sometimes in a carrying concealed weapon. For example, the law about carrying a firearm in a car may be more relaxed in Indiana than is in Michigan. And people have in the past argued, I'm an Indiana resident, I should be able to carry my gun in my car because I can in Indiana. Well, the argument is you aren't in Indiana, you're in Michigan. So the Michigan law applies. This alleges that you got the pistol without having a license to purchase it. I don't know what the law is in Indiana. I don't know if you need a license to purchase it. I don't know how you got the gun or how it came to be in your possession. One of the wrinkles in any criminal case is the defendant has a right not to testify against himself. So at some point there would have to be, I don't know what the provenance of this gun is. The whole thing is kind of screwy. What it says in the affidavit for the charge, Zambrano was running lean and Secretary of State. He does not have any open warrants. I ran Zambrano through the Michigan CPL, that's Controlled Firearm Purchase Database, and he did not have a CPL. I ran Zambrano for any purchase registered him, and there was none registered. So they did a search warrant and then seized this gun. Your contention is, I don't live in Michigan. I don't have a requirement to register the gun in Michigan, but I don't know what the Indiana law is. So that's the issue. So certainly I do order the prosecutor provide you with a copy of police report. I can do that today. We'll just print one and give you the police report. I'll give 30 days to provide the body camera footage. If I'm going to give you time to file a motion to dismiss this, and you're going to have to give me some authority. You'll file a motion, the prosecutor will have an opportunity to respond to it. You're going to argue that under Indiana law, I'm not required to have a purchase permit.
Your Honor?
Yes?
That's the reason for the discovery, is because that was a previous motion that I was planning on filing, and I actually not going to file that motion now. I have a whole different approach, and that's why I asked for the adjournment in good cause of the discovery. And
All right. So you're not gonna file a motion to dismiss,
not-
but you may take a different tack. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And I'd be willing to speak with the prosecution and about any of this or whatever.
All right, I can do that. What I propose we do. So are you gonna file any motion or you just wish to have discovery?
As of right now, the motions that I set are the ones for the expedited discovery
Mhm.
and the adjournment are the ones that I was asking that we addressed today.
All right. Well, you can certainly talk. You're representing yourself. I'm gonna order that they give you a copy of the police report today before you leave here. They didn't intentionally do it. I think it just fell through the cracks. So we'll give you a copy of the police report. It may take a little longer to get the body cam video. I don't know what state they're in. And then they can email that to you. You also got some unpaid fines and I want you to start paying on them. They were actually due in January. So before you leave, I want you to stop and talk about a payment plan on those. But I think your motion was appropriate. You don't have everything you need and you asked for it. So I'm gonna reset this last pretrial. Set it out about 60 days, February 5th, March 5th. April 10. How does that sound?
That sounds good. If you want to make it sooner, that's fine with me too.
All right, well, we could go March 27th. At 2 o'clock. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Prosecutor's gonna print off a copy of the police report and give it to you before you leave. You can discuss any proposed negotiated plea with them here right now. And then before you leave, I want you to stop and set up some sort of payment plan like the other two people did to pay on the whole traffic tickets that we did resolve. Ms. Stoll, have you seen that video or you just know that it exists because it refers to it in the report?
I haven't seen it.
All right, so you probably don't have it. At any rate, it shouldn't be hard to have your staff print off a report for them. And then you'd like to discuss the case face to face with the prosecutor.
Yes,
All right, well, you're representing yourself. You could certainly do that in the conference room. I'll be here if we need anything else. All right, you're gonna get a copy of the police report today. They got 30 days to give you the camera footage. You'll discuss settlement. You're not gonna file the Indiana law motion, and you're gonna start paying on your other fines.
sure.
All right, anything else we should put on the record?
I believe that's it.
So essentially, I've granted your motion to adjourn about a month and a half. And if you guys can work out a agreed upon plea, that's great too. But I'll be in recess. If you need me later, just let me know. All right, you guys can use the conference room and discuss this. All right,
Thanks, Judge.
thank you. All right, that finishes our last pre-trials today. Things went pretty smoothly. Let's go on the record. We are back. We had a late arrival for arraignments. She did call, say she was running late. It's Samantha Jo Hoff. That's you.
Yes,
The file set is 252682 SM 2-5. As a retail fraud second degree, it's alleged to have occurred on October 21st. Let me close all this stuff out. Mr. Gibson, our public defender, is still with us, which I appreciate. When people don't show up when they're supposed to, everybody has to wait around. I'm here anyway, but I wanted to address this, so I'm glad we're able to deal with it. All right, this case. Two 262 alleges that you were at the Walmart store in Three Rivers and you stole property worth more than $200 but less than $1,000. So that's charged as a misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. According to the affidavit, you were with another person and you and that other person pushed out a 70-inch TV and stole some clothing. And they have video of it, and they used your driving record photo and identified you as the person in the video. That's the October one. I think the other defendant is your sister. Then there's a new one, 26.38. There's a warrant out for your arrest. That one alleges that you were at the Walmart store on October 26th. First one was October 21st. They charged you with retail fraud and conspiracy to commit retail fraud, once again with your sister, Brianna Hoff. And this time you stole a 65-inch Vizio TV, allegedly, and you're on video doing that also. And that is punishable by up to $348. Who's with you today?
My mother.
All right, so Brianna Hoff is not here?
No, she has court tomorrow. I was really, I thought she had court today. That's why I was willing to come in today. So that way we could kind of be in together so we could just get this.
Well, the allegation
Over with.
is that on 2 days in October, you and your sister went into Walmart and brazenly stole some expensive electronic items. That's the kind of thing that could result in a jail sentence. So the safest bet here, Mr. Gibson, would you concur that we get a lawyer to help her with this?
Yes.
Mr. Gibson is here from the public defender's office. She needs to get fingerprinted on both cases. I'm going to recall the warrant, but you need to get printed.
Okay.
I'm going to recall the warrant in 2638. Set bond at $500 PR. You're barred from Walmart. If you go into Walmart, you're in violation of your bond. I'm gonna lock you up. I'm gonna show a plea of not guilty.
So barred from Walmart, that includes Sturgis Walmart. So
You can't go to any Walmart. Go to Myers, but you're not allowed to go into Walmart. There's an allegation that on 2 days in the same week, you stole over $1,000 worth of stuff from Walmart. They don't want you in there. I don't want you in there. Show a plea of not guilty. You will appoint an attorney and set attorney pretrial for March 6th at 8:30. Now, I don't want you to be late for this. Mr. Gibson had to wait around for an hour for you to show up. And that's not fair to him. We're gonna give you a name with the attorney's name and number on it. I want you to contact the attorney, make an appointment to discuss this case. There's two of them. Your sister's a co-defendant. She hasn't yet been arrested, or she'll be here tomorrow. And we'll probably put her on the same track for March 6th. Tomorrow isn't the day. Maybe she's already got a pretrial tomorrow. She has one. All right. Ms. Hoff, are you still at West Street?
No, I'm,
We need your new address.
yeah, I'm in Indiana.
All right. Gonna go out to the counter. You're going to get a court-appointed attorney. You're gonna give them your current address. You're gonna sign a $500 PR bond form, and the deputies are gonna take your fingerprints on this new retail fraud, but I'm not gonna have you taken into custody.
Okay, thank you.
You have small children with you. That's not a get out of jail free card, but as I said,
No, I just got them back actually.
all right, you go with the court officer. All right, we have one more arraignment that didn't show up, which is Isaac Matthew Davis, file 252734 and 35. Mr. Davis called. He didn't show up. He wanted to come on the 9th. All that only took us till 10:20 to finish the arraignments. I had a bunch of files in there that I thought were arraignments, but they were pre-exams for Judge Pattison. I didn't realize that until I looked more carefully at them, but I think we're done. Thank you for your assistance this morning.
All right.
As for Mr. Davis, I don't know if I need a show cause or whether there's a new date set. Looks like perhaps he might be set for Judge Pattison on the 9th. He is. I don't know why I have these. Oh. All right, I'm gonna suspend the live feed and we'll stop the record for a minute.